The New York Knicks are once again making headlines off the court. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Zoran Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist and state assemblyman representing Astoria, Queens, is facing legal action from the Knicks organization after his campaign used the team's iconic logo and color scheme in political advertisements without permission. The dispute has created a rare crossover between sports, politics, and intellectual property, all unfolding as the Knicks prepare for a crucial early season matchup. According to reports, the Knicks issued a formal cease and desist letter to Mamdani's campaign, demanding he immediately stop using the team's branding in any form of political promotion. The organization argues that Mamdani's campaign materials, which borrow heavily from the Knicks' recognizable design, could confuse voters into thinking the franchise is affiliated with or endorses his candidacy. The controversy centers around a campaign ad that aired during the Knicks season opener Wednesday night at Madison Square Garden, a game that drew significant local and national attention. The ad featured a reworked version of the Knicks' famous orange and blue logo, with Zoran replacing the team's name in a nearly identical font. The campaign also adopted a slogan with an unmistakably Knicks-like cadence: "This is our year. This is our time." Shortly after the ad's debut, Mamdani shared it across his social media platforms, encouraging followers to believe in New York again. But the Knicks quickly pushed back, saying the unauthorized use of their brand crosses a clear legal line. The Knicks strike back. In an official statement released Thursday, a team spokesperson confirmed that the organization had taken legal action against Mamdani's campaign. The New York Knicks have sent NYC mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani a cease and desist letter for using the New York Knicks logo to promote his candidacy, the statement read. The Knicks want to make it clear that we do not endorse Mr. Mamdani for mayor, and we object to his use of our copyrighted logo. We will pursue all legal remedies to enforce our rights. The team's lawyers argue that the timing and presentation of the campaign ad could create a false impression of an endorsement, especially given its debut during a Knicks broadcast. Legal experts note that the organization has every right to defend its intellectual property, and the swift response underscores just how seriously the Knicks take their brand integrity. This isn't the first time a sports franchise has had to protect its logo from political use, but it's a particularly high-profile example given the Knicks' visibility and cultural significance in New York City. The franchise's image, steeped in decades of history, loyalty, and civic identity, remains one of the most valuable brands in professional sports. Keeping focus on the court. While the Knicks' legal team handles matters off the court, the basketball squad is trying to keep its attention where it belongs, on the game itself. Under head coach Mike Brown, the Knicks have entered a new era of discipline and defensive intensity. Brown, who took over after Tom Thibodeau's departure, has quickly established a culture of accountability and balance, emphasizing teamwork and effort on both ends of the floor. His influence was on full display during the team's season-opening 119-111 victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers. In that win, Jalen Brunson once again proved his leadership, dropping 23 points and orchestrating the offense with confidence. Mikal Bridges contributed on both ends, while Karl-Anthony Towns, one of the team's biggest off-season acquisitions, added a strong interior presence. Off the bench, Miles McBride delivered a spark with 15 points, energizing the Garden crowd and helping seal the victory. Tonight's game against Boston presents a significant early test. The Celtics, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, arrive in New York looking to rebound after a tough 117-116 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers in their opener. It's the first regular season clash between these two long-standing rivals, and it promises to set the tone for future meetings in what is expected to be a tightly contested Atlantic division. Defending the brand. Defending the city. Even as the Knicks prepare for battle on the court, the organization's legal and communications teams are standing firm on another front, defending the integrity of their brand. Team officials have stressed that the franchise's symbols, from the orange and blue colors to the instantly recognizable logo, are not just sports imagery, but part of New York's cultural fabric. By taking legal action, the Knicks are sending a clear message that they will not allow their identity to be used for political gain. The move also highlights the delicate balance between civic pride and corporate ownership, where one of the city's most beloved teams must simultaneously protect its image while remaining apolitical. As for Zoran Mamdani, his campaign has yet to issue an official response to the Knicks' complaint. Political observers suggest that the controversy could either fade quickly or escalate into a larger debate about creative expression and intellectual property in politics. For now, however, the Knicks are focused on what they do best: competing, winning, and representing New York with pride. Whether it's on the court under Mike Brown's leadership or in the boardroom defending the brand, the message from Madison Square Garden is the same. The Knicks protect what's theirs, always. The anticipation is building at Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks are preparing for their early season clash with the Boston Celtics, and all eyes are on Karl-Anthony Towns. The star center's availability remains one of the biggest questions heading into tonight's matchup, and his status could define the tone of the game. Towns is officially listed as questionable with a right quadriceps strain, the same injury that made his appearance uncertain in the Knicks season opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's déjà vu for head coach Mike Brown and his staff, who once again face a last-minute decision on whether their franchise big man will take the floor. After the opener, Towns revealed that he had played through a grade 2 quad strain, a move that reflected his determination and commitment to the New York crowd. The 7-footer admitted that he didn't want to let down the fans who packed the Garden for his first official game in a Knicks uniform. But the emotional decision came with risks, ones that could impact the team's long-term success. Despite being visibly limited, Towns fought through the pain to post 19 points and 11 rebounds in New York's 119-111 victory over Cleveland. His performance drew admiration across social media and from teammates who praised his grit and leadership. For many Knicks fans, it was the kind of toughness and accountability they've long wanted from a franchise cornerstone. Still, not everyone celebrated the decision. Social media was filled with concern that Towns was pushing too hard, too soon. "It's only game 1. Don't push yourself, we're deep this year," one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. "Get healthy before you make it worse." Another added, "We respect you for playing through pain, but this is a marathon, not a sprint. We need you in April and May, not limping in October." Those messages, echoing across the Knicks' online fanbase, likely reached Towns. Following the game, he took to the post-game podium to thank fans for their energy and support, saying their passion fueled his decision to suit up. But he also acknowledged the challenge of balancing emotion and logic, knowing that sometimes the smartest play is sitting out to recover. With 81 more games on the schedule and the postseason in the team's sights, Towns might choose the cautious route this time. The Knicks have invested heavily in building a deep roster, and the early part of the season is no time to risk aggravating a muscle injury that could linger for months. Knicks Injury Report, Updates and Concerns. Beyond Towns, the Knicks have a few other storylines to monitor on the injury front. Josh Hart, who missed the opener due to lower back spasms, has been upgraded from out to questionable. The versatile forward has not played since sustaining the injury on October 2nd against Philadelphia. Hart's return would provide a major lift. His energy, rebounding, and defensive versatility make him one of New York's most reliable role players. Mitchell Robinson, on the other hand, remains sidelined for the second straight game due to left ankle injury management. The Knicks are being cautious with their starting center from last season, especially after his extended recovery from ankle surgery earlier this year. OG Anunoby is also on the injury report but expected to play. The two-way forward delivered an outstanding performance in the opener, scoring 24 points and grabbing 14 rebounds while defending at a high level. He's listed as probable with a mild left ankle sprain but has shown no signs of slowing down in practice. With these updates, the Knicks could still field a competitive and balanced lineup, even if Towns sits out. A big night at the Garden. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the atmosphere promises to be electric. The Knicks, 1-0, enter the night as 5.5-point favorites over the Celtics, 0-1, who are coming off a heartbreaking 117-116 loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Celtics, perennial Eastern Conference contenders, are short-handed for this matchup. Superstar forward Jason Tatum is out indefinitely with a ruptured Achilles, while Luka Garza remains in concussion protocol. The absence of Tatum, in particular, changes the entire dynamic of Boston's offense, and opens the door for New York to seize control early. For the Knicks, this game is more than just another early-season contest. It's a statement opportunity. After years of inconsistency and rebuilding, New York has emerged as one of the league's most complete teams, a mix of star power, defensive grit, and newfound offensive flow under Mike Brown. The team's revamped offense, centered on ball movement and spacing, looked sharp in the opener. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, and OG Anunoby all thrived in the new system, moving the ball efficiently and creating high-percentage looks. The Knicks' ability to maintain that rhythm against a strong defensive team like Boston will be a key indicator of how sustainable their success can be. If Towns plays, it will test his endurance and the team's ability to integrate him smoothly without compromising his recovery. If he sits, it will test New York's depth, something the front office emphasized this offseason with its new roster construction. The bigger picture. For Karl-Anthony Towns, this isn't just about one game, it's about managing his body for the marathon ahead. His decision tonight could set the tone for how the Knicks handle their stars throughout the season. Fans will be watching closely, waiting for updates right up until tip-off. Whether he suits up or not, one thing is clear. New York has its eyes on something bigger than an early season win. The Knicks are chasing sustained excellence, health, and, for the first time in years, legitimate championship aspirations. Stay tuned for official updates on Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Hart as the Knicks release their final pre-game injury report ahead of tonight's highly anticipated matchup. The New York Knicks are in a defining stretch, not just for their season, but for the players fighting to prove they belong in a rotation built to win now. Among them is Tyler Kolek, the young point guard suddenly under the spotlight as the team quietly weighs whether to bring in a more experienced floor general. For Kolek, every minute counts. Every possession, every decision, every defensive rotation could determine whether he remains part of the Knicks' future or becomes a name mentioned in trade chatter. A new era, a new approach. The season opener at Madison Square Garden sent a clear message. The Knicks are doing things differently under Mike Brown. Gone are the rigid patterns of the Tom Thibodeau era, the predictable rotations, the reliance on veterans, and the reluctance to take chances on younger players. Brown, known for his ability to adapt and innovate, wasted no time shaking things up. With Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart both unavailable, Brown approached the lineup with creativity rather than caution. His boldest move? Giving Ariel Hukporti, an untested prospect, a surprise start in the frontcourt. But perhaps more intriguing was his decision to hand backup point guard duties to Tyler Kolek, a player who spent most of last season trying to adjust to the speed and physicality of the NBA. Kolek's opportunity came with pressure, and he responded. Across 14 solid minutes, he played with confidence and composure, finishing several strong drives, connecting on a smooth jumper from deep, and most importantly, keeping the second unit organized when Jalen Brunson took a breather. It wasn't a game that lit up the box score, but it was one that showcased something more valuable: control. For a young guard who often looked outmatched a season ago, the difference was clear. From uncertainty to opportunity. Before the season even began, Kolek's place on the roster had been questioned. In an off-season filled with championship-level expectations, the Knicks front office made it clear they wouldn't hesitate to upgrade if the right veteran became available. That uncertainty only grew after SNY's Ian Begley suggested that New York could seek a more seasoned backup before the trade deadline. Kolek could be a pleasant surprise for the Knicks, locking up the backup point guard role with his strong play, Begley said. He has the talent to fill that role. But just based on how things work in pro sports, I think the Knicks will ultimately look for a veteran because they're chasing a championship. It's asking a lot of a rookie or second-year player to hold down a rotation spot on a contender. That's the challenge facing Kolek, performing well enough to silence the speculation while knowing that every move is being scrutinized by a front office that measures players by immediate impact. Earning trust in a winning environment. Trust isn't easily given in New York, especially on a team built for contention. The Knicks are not a rebuilding squad where mistakes are tolerated in the name of development. They are, by design, a team that expects playoff victories and views the regular season as preparation for May and June. That environment creates immense pressure for younger players like Kolek. There's little room for hesitation, even less for error. Yet, through that lens, his composed showing in the opener stood out. He didn't look like a rookie trying to survive. He looked like a guard intent on belonging. Mike Brown's willingness to experiment has given Kolek something that wasn't available before: opportunity. And opportunity, for players on the fringe, is the most valuable currency in the league. The battle ahead. Still, one good night won't secure Kolek's job. The Knicks' ambitions are too high, and their front office too aggressive, to ignore potential upgrades. Rumors of interest in veteran guards are likely to persist as the trade deadline approaches. If Kolek falters, even briefly, the organization won't hesitate to explore external options. But for now, Kolek is making his case on the court. His improved poise, decision-making, and confidence suggest growth, and that growth is exactly what the Knicks need from him. Each shift he handles without turnovers, each possession he stabilizes the offense, pushes him a step closer to securing his place in the rotation. In many ways, Kolek represents the Knicks' new balancing act, blending the urgency of a contender with the patience to develop young talent. Under Brown, that balance seems more attainable, but only if players like Kolek can prove they're worth the investment. The Knicks' journey this season is about more than just chasing wins. It's about discovering who can rise to the moment, who can thrive under the garden lights rather than shrink beneath them. For Tyler Kolek, this is his moment to show he belongs, to fight off the trade rumors, and to earn his place in a team aiming for something bigger than regular season respect. And if his first test was any indication, Kolek isn't backing down. Not now. Not when the stakes are this high.